everybody, it's Annette. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're here. Today I'm going to show you a pretty fun card. I love making these, and I like to make them for get well or sympathy cards, but you can do them for birthday cards. But we're going to go with a masculine theme today, or just a neutral theme. But I'm going to use some products from Ginakdesigns and also Hero Hues, some inks from those two companies. And I'm going to use Master Layouts 2 from Ginakdesigns. And what her master layouts are dies of various shapes. So Master Layouts 2, I actually have most of them out because I pre-cut all of my pieces except for one. I'll show that on camera. But we're going to use a lot of the dies in here. And it comes with these two large rectangles. One is stitched and one is the shadow layer, and then these two smaller rectangles, again, one stitched and one is the shadow layer, and then these two banners that you can use for greetings. I'm not going to use those today, but I'm going to use all four of these. So I want to show you what I've already done is I've used the smaller rectangle, the stitched one and the shadow layer, and I cut out these two pieces of cardstock. I did the shadow layer in navy. I don't know what brand this is. I just have a stack of different colored cardstock, but I know it's 65-pound weight because I use all my layers are 65-pound weight, and then I use 110-pound for my base layer. So these are all 65-pound weight cardstock. So I have the top layer, which is the stitched layer in white, and then again the shadow layer in navy, and then I glued those together, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to set that aside because that's what we're going to stamp our image on. And then on the larger rectangle, I cut out with the same navy, I cut out the shadow layer already, and then on camera I'm going to go ahead and cut out the panel, which will be the stitched layer. And then we're going to do a fun technique with that. So let me set aside all my little pieces. I'm going to get these dies put away and out of my way. And let me get the inks off to the side and move this out of the way. And let's bring up the die cutting machine. Alright, so this is my Sizzix Big Shot. And this piece of cardstock is, I don't know if you can see it, but it has a little crease. It has a little blemish. It's not perfect, but it doesn't matter because we're going to die cut and we're just going to crop it just below that little area, so it won't even affect our project at all. Alright, so let me just run this through. I have these, I want to talk about this thing here in a second. I have these mats that I got recently, and what they are silicone kitchen cutting surfaces. And there was a 5-pack, I believe at Menards for like $2.99. But they have a little grippy on the bottom, but I'm finding it's not enough on my glass mat because it is shifting around. But I might get some like rubberized stoppers and put them on the bottom because I really do like it. And what I like it for is if I'm gluing or using any kind of texture paste, once it dries, it just comes right off. But on my glass surface here, I really have to scrape it off, and I don't like that. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back to the card. So here is the panel. All right, so that's a stitched layer there. And now what I'm going to do with that, oops, let me put this die away. I like to really take the time to put them away before I lose them. Let's get that put away. And let's get these out of the way. And I'm going to bring up my scoreboard. Hang on a second. Okay. I call it my scoreboard, but it's just a scoring tool. This one is probably got it at Michael's. I have multiple ones, but any scoring tool will work. And then I just want to put this right up into the corner, and I want to make marks that are, I believe, let's go 1/2 inch, since this is such a a small piece of, the card panel is not that large. So we're going to just, I don't know if you can see, I can barely even see, but on this board there are your inch marks, and we're going to go with 1/2 inches right here. So we're going to score this at every 1/2 inch mark. Okay, so that's 1/2 inch, and then 1, and then 1 1/2, and then 2, which you can't even see. Oh, here, let's get that out of the way. I was looking for the score tool and I couldn't find it. It was blended right in there. So anyway, 2, 2 1/2, and then 3. All right, and that's all we're going to do with that. Obviously, I don't use this that often because I didn't even realize that the scoring tool was handy dandy right there, right in front of me. All right, so now I want to get a piece of, I do want to get a piece of construction paper. And now we want to bring in the inks. So I'm going to use these 2 little ink cubes, and these are from Hero Hues, and the colors I'm using are Nautical and Paradise. You can't see that because I ruined the label. That's another tip. Don't rub the labels with alcohol because it'll take it off. I dropped an ink pad on here, a purple ink pad, so I wanted to clean it off, and the alcohol took almost took the whole label off. So anyway, so don't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly, very lightly, take my ink cube and I'm going to brush it from one end to the other, and then I'll go up. And if you miss spots, that's okay. You kind of want it to look like a whitewash. Okay, and then I'm going to take Paradise and I'm going to go over it and just hit some of the other areas. I want these 2 colors to kind of go together. All right, so the idea here is to look like weathered wood or boards. And I know not every board is blue, but you know, it's nautical. You can use any color you want for this. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. Then I want to bring this in, and this is where we're going to do our stamping. So let me bring in my mini Misty and get this, oh, let's put it right here in the bottom corner. And I'm just going to tape it down. Let's tape it on both corners. And then what I want to do is I want to stamp the lighthouse. I kind of want to do that here in the background. And I want to do that very lightly. So I'm going to use Ginakdesigns Soft Stone. Okay, and I'm just going to put a little bit of ink down on it. And I'm really just going to tap this lightly. I just almost want it to be faded in the background. That's all I'm going to do there. Sorry, I have a light and it's shining, but there you go. That's all I'm going to do for that. All right, because I want to pull in the seagull stamp from this set. So let's put this down. Let's get the seagull out. And now him, I'm going to bring him off. Actually, I think I may reposition this, which is the nice thing about these stamping tools. You could just kind of want him to be in the foreground. And I'm going to make him kind of like that. All right, so we'll put the tape there and it won't interfere. And then for him, I'm going to stamp him in a darker color. So I'm going to use Gina K Blue Denim for this one. And so him, I'm going to full on ink him. And these stamps are so cool because they look like they're etched. They're not solid stamps, they're not silhouette stamps, but they have a lot of fine line etching in them, and I really like that. Whoops, you see that? So it looks like he's in the foreground, lighthouse in the background. And I'm not even going to stamp him twice. That's the beauty of it. Gina K's stamps are so high quality that a lot of times you don't have to stamp them more than once, which I like. Okay, and then actually from the same stamp set, I think I might use some of these other nautical elements. I like this compass, and we can do that kind of off in the corner, and I'm going to also do that in this soft stone, but I'm really going to lightly ink it. I'm not even putting a lot of ink on there. I just want it to kind of be in the background again. Okay, and I think I might add another one here in the corner, just coming in. So let's put this guy this way, and that way we will have, rub that ink off. I just want to, let me turn this around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to have it come in off the corner ever so slightly. Okay. And drop it down. I like that. Perfect. And that's what we have. All right, so let's wipe the stamp down. Get that put away. Get all my stuff out of the way here. Oh, this stamp set, by the way, is another Ginakdesign product, Ginakdesigns, and it's called, let me get it in the camera, it's called Guiding Light. I really like it. It's just a beautiful stamp set. So I'm not sure which greeting I'll use, or I may use a greeting from another stamp set. So for right now, we're just going to build the card greetings. I always put those on after the fact because I don't know who's getting it or what I'm sending it for. So that's kind of how I roll. I like to put the greetings on when I send it. So this is going to be adhered to this, and then we need a shadow layer. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. We already did the shadow layer. Let's glue that on. So we have a navy shadow layer for this. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and glue this panel to the matte layer. This is a fun card. I love this faux wood background technique. It's so easy. I mean, you just add some score lines, add some ink, and you got a really cool background. Isn't that cool? I really, really like it. So I'm just going to glue this down, but you could put foam tape to pop it up. Actually, I think I might do that. I haven't done that in a while, so let me show you. So here's some foam tape that I have. Any will do, but I have this super big roll that I need to use more often because I want to use it up. It's very low loft, so it's not going to give it too much of a lift. I don't know if you can see that. Excuse all the ink on my hands, but you know, it's not going to give it a whole lot of lift, but you could double up on it. You can, you know, stack it up onto itself, you know, pull the backer off and add another piece. But I am not going to do that. So I'm just kind of eyeball measuring this. And I might have made that one a little too long. Just cut that tail off. And then we'll put one in the middle. Okay. I have to remember to use the foam tape. Alright, so let's just peel the backers off of this. And if you're enjoying this video, I hope you give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, I hope you would consider subscribing. We have fun here. I love making cards. I only do a video once a week, and then on some Saturdays I'll go live. So that's fun, because that can be interactive, and you know, we can have a lot of fun with that. Alright, so what I did is I just put some liquid glue on the back of my foam tape, because this just gives me a little opportunity to move it around if I need to. Because that foam tape is very sticky, and once you put it down, if you need to reposition it, it can be a challenge. It could rip your paper. We don't want that after all this. Alright, Then all that's left is to put that on a card base. So here I have the 110 pound cardstock. This is just a sheet of 8.5 by 11, 110 pound cardstock, and I'm just using white. I have my logo stamped on it already, and it's just cut in half on the 8.5 inch side. So you cut it at 4 1/4, and then you can score it at 5 1/2. But what I do is I just fold it over on itself and meet the corners, make sure they match up, and then I just fold it down. To me, I think, you know, it still looks fine on the inside. It doesn't look all cracked or anything. All right, and then we just glue this down. Okay. I usually do a little smile face. I almost forgot to do that. And then I'm just going to put him right down to the card base directly. And there you have it. This will make a nice retirement card, a thinking of you, get well. It could even be with sympathy if maybe somebody liked the ocean, or sometimes that's just a nice calming scene. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I have fun making these. I really enjoy making the cards. So hope you try this technique. Let me know if you do. All right, until next time, make it a great week.